Thoughts of a three-peat were probably few and far between in February as the Warriors battled Mother Nature. An unseasonably nasty winter forced the cancellation of the Warriors' first 3 weeks of regular season competition. The weather forced Coach Robbins and his staff to reschedule games and travel west in search of better weather and an opportunity to begin the 2017 season. Meanwhile, back on campus, construction work continued despite the weather conditions on key upgrades to Harris Field. Those upgrades included new seating and grandstands behind home plate, construction of a new brick facade from first base to third base on the stadium's exterior, and the installation of a new video scoreboard in right field courtesy of P1FCU. Coming off a back-to-back World Series title, the Warriors entered the season as the #1 ranked team in the NAIA. After posting a 6-4 overall record in their first 10 games, the Warriors quickly fell to number 8 in the first regular season coaches poll and found themselves ranked 18th in mid-April in the third national rating. The Warriors peaked at the right time, winning 15 of their last 16 regular season games, including a 14-2 win over the College of Idaho on April 21st after a pregame ceremony that brought legendary LC coach Ed Sheff back to Harris Field for the official naming of Harris Field at Ed Sheff Stadium. Thanks to hard work and continued financial support of many donors, Harris Field never looked better for another Avista NAIA World Series. And the Warriors were ready to defend their title. The Warriors began defense of their back-to-back NAIA World Series titles as the number 5 seed in the 10-team field. Coach Jeremiah Robbins' club faced number 4 seed Kaiser University of Florida in their first game on Friday, nearly 4 weeks after their final regular season game on April 30th. An opening night crowd of over 3,000 fans saw the Warriors strike first on this 2-out blast by shortstop Seaver Whalen off Kaiser ace Daniel Garmendia.
Seaver Whalen with a whale of a home run.
Warrior left fielder Tyler McDowell doubled LC's lead to 2-0 with this solo blast leading off the bottom of the second.
Another curveball, and this one will be lifted into center field for a base hit.
The Seahawks got on the board in the top of the third inning, but the Warrior defense limited the damage. Warrior leadoff man Raymond Padrina increased LC's lead in the bottom of the fifth with this 2-run shot to left.
It is gone.
The Warriors scored 2 more runs in the bottom of the sixth inning to increase their lead to 6-1. J.J. Robinson reached on a hit by pitch and came around to score on this Tyler McDowell double. McDowell would later score on a Logan Griffin sacrifice fly. Connor Brogdon threw 125 pitches and struck out 10 Seahawks in 8 innings of work. Here's K number 10 against Gabby Mundo to close out the Kaiser half of the 8th. Things got a little dicey in the 9th inning. Kaiser scored 2 runs in the inning, but Henry Macri struck out pinch hitter Carlos Lopez to cap a 7-4 Warrior win.
Well, here's a way to end it, folks, as LCSC opens with a win.
Friday night's 7-4 win over Kaiser set up a Memorial Day showdown against number 1 seed Oklahoma City University. 4,215 fans came out to Harris Field for game number 12 of the series in anticipation of another instant classic between the top-seeded Stars and the Warriors. The buzz in the stands quickly turned quiet when OCU ace Mark Simon hit Warrior leadoff man Raymond Padrina with a high fastball. Padrina stayed in the game, and 4 days later, Raymond would receive the Charles Berry Hustle Award for his play throughout the series. The top-seeded Stars struck first in the bottom of the first inning with a run off starter Kevin Hammond. That score would have been bigger had it not been for the Warrior defense. Jared Baker made it 3 straight OCU hits to start the game, but was gunned down trying to stretch a single into a double. Trailing 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second inning, the Warriors responded with 6 runs. Rocky Fawn and Logan Griffin led off the inning with singles, and both raced home on this Gunnar Buhner bunt. Cooper Goldby made it 3-1 LC with this sacrifice fly that scored Buhner. The Warrior lead was 5-1 after this J.J. Robinson single to right.
Brown being waved home, and he will be there.
Tyler McDowell followed with a double to left that scored Robinson, and the Warriors quickly turned a 1-0 deficit into a 6-1 lead. After a one-out walk to Micah Brown in the top of the fourth, Seaver Whalen stretched the Warrior lead to 8-2 with his second home run of the series.
Seaver Whalen with a whale of a home run.
The Stars scored 2 more runs after 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth, cutting the Warrior lead to 1 run. The teams combined for 15 runs in 5 innings, but neither team would cross the plate in the final 4 innings. It was time for the Warrior defense to shine. And here's one of those web gems in the bottom of the 6th.
Diving grab by McDowell.
And another in the bottom of the 7th.
And a drive into the gap, left center field. Running catch by Pedrina.
With 2 outs and 2 runners on base in the bottom of the 8th, OCU slugger Joe Lytle was looking for his 5th straight hit in the game. LC reliever Henry Macri had other ideas.
Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Macri and Hamann combined to fan 13 stars, 4 of those Ks coming in the last 2 1/3 innings by Macri. Here's K number 8 by Henry to cap off a huge Warrior win.
Ball strike 3, and that'll do it.
Game number 15 featured the last unbeaten teams of the 2017 Avista NAIA World Series bracket. The number 2 seeded Eagles from Faulkner University of Alabama and the number 5 seeded Warriors. This would be the first of 3 games between the 2 perennial NAIA baseball powers. It would become the series within the series. Faulkner jumped out to an early 3-0 lead in the top of the 2nd inning. As was the case throughout the World Series, the Warriors responded quickly and loudly when J.J. Robinson led off the bottom half of the 2nd with a bang.
Off the roof in right field.
The Eagles loaded the bases again in the top of the 3rd, but Matt Fish struck out Tremaine Holmes to end the threat. Fish would record 8 Ks on the night, and Warrior pitchers would combine for 13 strikeouts for the 2nd straight game. Faulkner starter Tyler Tungate lasted only 2 1/3 innings and was replaced by Tanner DeCibio after Tungate hit J.J. Robinson, putting runners on the corners with 1 out. Tyler McDowell greeted the Eagle reliever with this run-scoring double to tie the game.
Brown rounding 3rd, heading home. He is in time.
Logan Griffin hit a clutch 2-out single to score Robinson and McDowell.
Robinson comes in to score. McDowell right behind him.
Cooper Goldby added an RBI base hit.
Her ball deposited into center field. Another run comes in.
Followed by a run-scoring single by Raymond Pedrina to give the Warriors a 7-3 lead. Pedrina collected his 2nd RBI of the game and made it an 8-3 Warrior lead with this leadoff dinger in the bottom of the 6th.
It's over the wall. Raymond Pedrina.
With the Warriors leading 8-6 in the 9th, reliever Anthony Balderas closed the door on the Eagles. First with a little help from Gunnar Buhner, and then with a pair of strikeouts. First, it was L.D. Coney looking, and then Tremaine Holmes swinging.
Swung on and missed, strike 3, as the Warriors remain undefeated in the World Series.
On Wednesday night, the Warriors faced the Cinderella team of the 2017 NAIA World Series in number 9 seed William Carey University of Mississippi. After an inning and a half, the Warriors found themselves trailing by 6 runs. Coach Robbins brought the team in for a quick huddle. The Warriors responded with 2 runs in their half of the 2nd. Logan Griffin drove in Tyler McDowell with this RBI single.
Line drive, that's going to be a base hit into right field. Here comes the runner. He will score. McDowell on to 3rd.
And Brock Efon scored on a Gunnar Buhner sacrifice fly.
Lifted in the air. Right field. Should get the run home. Camped under it is Smith. He'll make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Efon.
The Warriors continued to chip away at the Crusaders' lead in the third inning when Seaver Whalen connected on his third home run of the series.
Hit in the air to center field. It's deep. Back goes Adrian Brown. He leaps at the wall, and that ball is gone.
Micah Brown led off the bottom of the fifth with this solo shot.
That's fair. It's gone. Micah Brown has himself a home run.
And J.J. Robinson cut the Crusaders' lead to 1 run with this blast.
J.J. Robinson puts a charge into one, back deep to left field. That ball's gone.
For the second time in 4 games, the Warriors scored 6 runs in an inning, and it all started with this sweet swing from Logan Griffin.
Hit in the air, deep to right field. Back on the ball goes Smith. He looks up, and that's another home run.
Griffin capped off the 6-run inning with another base hit, and the Warriors scored 11 straight runs.
Hooked into the corner. 1 run scores. Advancing to third goes Ifon as Whalen scores.
Tyler Graves snapped that streak with a solo homer for William Terry in the top of the 7th. But J.J. Robinson got that run back in the following inning with this blast. It was Robinson's 3rd home run of the series and gave the Warriors a 12-7 lead. Connor Brogdon survived a shaky start and went 7 innings in picking up his 2nd win of the series, and David Wilson pitched 2 scoreless innings in relief. Here's the final out to seal the Warrior win. With the victory, the Warriors advanced to their 5th straight Avista NAIA World Series championship game. The plotline for Thursday's game was simple. A Warriors win and the series ends with a 3rd straight national championship. A Faulkner win would force a winner-take-all if necessary game on Friday. The Warriors evened the score at 1 apiece in the top of the 4th. Micah Brown doubled in the gap in left center. Brown took third on a wild pitch and scored on Seaver Whalen's sacrifice fly. Trailing 2-1 in the top of the 5th, Tyler McDowell walked, Brock Ifon singled, and Logan Griffin walked to load the bases for Gunnar Buhner.
This one line to left, and it is fair. 2 runs come in. 3rd run rounding third and heading home. 3 runs in. Bases clearing double for Gunnar Buhner. The Warriors have retaken the lead.
Buhner advanced to third on a Cooper Golby sacrifice bunt, and Raymond Pedrina brought him home with this fly to center field.
There you have it. And there's that option fly ball center field. Deep enough as Price gathers it, and that'll score.
And the Warriors led 5-2. The Eagles rallied for 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning for a 6-5 win, setting the stage for a final showdown on Friday night. Not only was game number 19 the 3rd meeting between the Eagles and the Warriors in this year's series, it was also the 9th time these 2 teams faced each other in the last 5 years, dating back to the 2013 series when Faulkner defeated the Warriors 11-4 in the national championship game. Friday's game started off much like Thursday's contest, with Faulkner's John Price Jr. hitting a home run in his first at-bat to give the Eagles a 2-0 lead. In the bottom of the inning, Raymond Pedrina was hit by a pitch, and Micah Brown tied the game with this blast.
At the plate. And well struck out to right field. It's got a little lift. It is up, and it is gone!
J.J. Robinson followed with a 1-out double.
This one's got some giddy up as well as it's into the corner.
And raced home on Brock Ifon's single. The Eagles tied the game at 3-all in the top of the 2nd inning on L.D. Coney's infield single. After a leadoff single by Tremaine Holmes in the top of the 3rd, LC shortstop Seaver Whalen made 2 solid defensive plays to keep the game tied. The first one got John Price Jr. out on a close play at first.
Ground ball to short, bare hand by Whalen, who gets the out at first.
And this second one cut down Holmes at the plate.
Birch from the stretch, ground ball shortstop, a look back, they're going to throw home, and they'll have Holmes dead to right.
The Eagles brought in their 4th pitcher of the game in the bottom of the 7th, and Micah Brown was the first Warrior to face Jonathan Wilkins.
It's going to go to the wall, pass long, and Brown aboard with a leadoff double.
J.J. Robinson came to the plate 1 out later, and the World Series most valuable player delivered again.
1 ball, 2 strike, Wilkins deals, and it's out to right. If it's fair, it could be gone. It is off the wall. Brown rounds third. They're waving him in. He will score. Robinson into third with a sliding head first. Go-ahead triple here in the seventh.
Robinson raced home on this Tremaine Holmes wild pitch.
That brings up Rocky. Vaughn pitch gets away from the catcher, Condon. Holmes not even covering home plate.
The Warriors also used 5 pitchers in the game. Matt Fish, the 4th pitcher used by Coach Robbins, struck out 2 in the 8th inning, and Fan Paulo Montezuma leading off the 9th inning. After a pair of 1-out singles by the Eagles, Robbins handed the ball to Anthony Balderas. Faulkner coach Patrick McCarthy countered with pinch hitter Davey Palmero. Swung on, ground ball, up the middle. It's fielded by Whalen, goes to second for 1. Buhner's throw to first, in time! And the Warriors have done it again! It's back to back to back! The three-peat was complete.
It's a grind. It's a grind for us as coaches. It's a grind for them as players. And we lose a lot of recruits because of that, our structure, our discipline, and our expectations here. But when you get the right group, good things are going to happen.
LC's back. This program's back. We're starting to build that legacy again, and that's 3 in a row. We had to do it for the town. The town's been behind us all year. I've been here 2 years, and I've never experienced the town support and embrace a baseball team like this, and it's amazing. And just to be able to do that in front of your home crowd is something really, really neat.